Vahit, öncelikle teşekkür ederiz bu yoğun fikstürde bizlere vakit ayırdığın için. Hem Euroleague'de hem de Türkiye Sigorta Ligi'nde 56 mücadele oynadınız, 13 mağlubiyettesiniz ama her iki ligde de liderliğinizi devam ettiriyorsunuz. Neler söylemek istersin?
It's been a good season so far. We won the cup, which obviously you enter each year wanting to raise the trophies. We won the Presidential Cup beginning of the year. We won the Turkish Cup. We're having a good regular season in both leagues. It's important that we win championships and get trophies here at Fenerbahçe. So there's 2 more to go to complete a 4-for-4 season.
Oynadığın tüm sezonlarda sezona başlarken biraz yavaş başladığını görüyoruz ama daha sonrasında güçlü bir şekilde oyuna reaksiyon gösteriyor. Neler söylemek istersin?
Really in my situation, I adapt to whatever the surrounding pieces were. Last year in our championship team required me to just be a player on the floor to defend, find offense, be the playmaker of the team. Towards the end of last season into the Turkish Championship, the team really leaned on me to be the overall playmaker and scorer of the team, which has been a role that I've played my entire career leading up to last season. Just carrying the momentum of the end of the year with Fener last year into this season. And we have a little bit of a new team. We're playing more through our guards this year, which has been a little bit more of my style here in Europe. I've always been in systems where that's the case, and I'm having another year where it's a successful season for myself as a overall playmaker. This year I can also say just through our system, through our offense, my point guard abilities have risen. In other years I've been in situations playing with another good point guard in Lorenzo Brown. I've been in situations when I was younger in different roles. This season I've predominantly been the point guard for the team, and we're having success. Depends on whatever the team is that we're playing against. Each team, each club has a different motion. When you play in this league now for the 7 seasons like I have, things and events happen through the course of your career. There's opponents that you've played against in other years. I played against Milan in a series. Bayern Munich. I played against Monaco in a series with Maccabi Tel Aviv. I played against Panathinaikos in a series. Last year with Paris. I was on Olympiacos one season and didn't have a good one. So you go through the business of EuroLeague basketball and you find different motivations to push you. I've just had success, and our team has had success in the times where I've had a little bit of extra motivation to play against different guys or different teams. Obviously, Marco and Nigel were 2 big staples for a Fenerbahçe team that I joined over from last season. We knew Marco has been here for 7, 8, 9 seasons. He's almost Fenerbahçe's child in a way in his career. And Nigel was the same. He did 3 seasons, kind of becoming one of Europe's top players. So when they left, it was my turn to show up and be the next player in line, and that's given me motivation for this season. That 2 of the top guys on our team left for last season, but let's not forget that before I came to Fenerbahçe, I was one of the top players in the entire league, and I came as a very big free agent coming to Fenerbahçe. I had to change my role and change my mental approach and game approach to play alongside such a great team that we had and winning everything possible. And that's the important part of basketball. The important part of basketball is to raise trophies, win championships, and buy in and find a way to fit in with a team. Coming into this year, that wasn't a possibility. Those players left, and it became my duty to take over and get back to the player that Fenerbahçe signed me to be. I have a contract here for next season. We have this season to finish up. I have next season here as a Fenerbahçe player, and we'll see. After this summer, negotiations can be open again for a longer term deal. But I have a contract with Fenerbahçe for next season only.
Saras şampiyon olmayı çok isteyen bir hoca. Her dönemde de şampiyonluk için mücadele eden bir hoca. Koç ile hem takım anlamında hem bireysel anlamda bağı nasıl?
Me and Saras have a very professional relationship, I would say. He's a guy that you come to work, you do your job, and that's it. The rules are written on the board. What you need to do is all explained to you. It's up to you to be a professional and execute what is done. Further than that, that's all it is. Like, it's very simple, it's very clear cut on how to perform and how to play. The expectation is written down for you on a board. It's written down for you every day. You either choose to follow it or you choose not to follow it. You follow it, you tend to have a positive outcome in the games. You get more minutes. You get more trust. And these are some of the battles that you go through when you first sign with him. And now after 2 seasons, the trust is there. And I think you're seeing that a very positive relationship has happened between Saras and the 15 guys on our roster. That's why we're able to only lose 13 games up until this point. This is definitely a place that has boosted my career. When you talk about the transfer over from Fenerbahçe last year, I had opportunities to go back and play in the NBA. I felt like my goal in Europe was to reach a Final Four and win a championship before doing so. After spending 6 seasons not being able to achieve that goal, Fenerbahçe has provided me a platform where I can showcase myself as a player. It's given me stability in family life. It's given me great relationship with every locker room that we've been a part of for this 2 years. I love coming to work every day and working with the guys on the team. We have an amazing fan base, one of the best in Europe. So when you put all these things together, it makes a heaven for a player to experience his basketball career. You obviously treasure the highest of moments. A moment like a parade on Baghdad Street is something that inspires you to continue to go hard and want to repeat and want that parade at the end of the year, every single year. These are moments that you'll never forget in your entire life, that you'll tell your kids and tell your grandkids. So this gives a little bit of extra motivation to go hard for the club. You see what's around you, you hear the media stuff, and ultimately too the environment of the team, through our front office, through our ownership, through the coaching staff, through the players. It's all in one accord. Everything is very good, and it's just a pleasure to be part of Fenerbahçe. And I think that the players that really embrace this and understand this and have seen other teams and how they've operated, to sit here and be part of Fenerbahçe is the best organization that I've been a part of. So with that, you must show back the same respect. And that's what I try to do. I try to give my passion, I try to give my love back to the people that give it to me.
Okay.
You played 1v1 at the roof in Jersey. You tell me, is it right? And when you lose, you jump over the roof.
Yes, this is the culture in New Jersey and New York. We know there's a lot of tall buildings in New York. And, you know, my go-to joke in the locker room is I used to play one-on-one on roofs. Loser had to jump. And I'm still here. So this is the mentality that we have coming from our area. We come from a lot of very talented basketball players, a lot of players that don't make it past college, a lot of players that do have opportunities to play professionally. So I come from a very basketball dominant area, and to be one of the guys that made it out, you carry that with a lot of pride.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Baklava or künefe?
Really neither. But I would say the right flavor of baklava.
Block or dunk?
Dunk.
Assist or point?
Point.
MVP or championship?
Both.
You can't win MVP without championship, right? LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron. My starting 5? I like me, Talon, Tarek, Vezenkov, and James Gist. I like pick and roll. I like, confusing the defense a little bit. I love the passing of it, finding guys in different situations, and sometimes pick and roll becomes isolation at the end of the day. So I love the pick and roll game in general for all its stuff. I think you have to definitely add Olympiacos and Fenerbahçe. I think we have a blueprint on reaching Final Fours. I have Panathinaikos reaching the Final Four. They're incredibly talented on every end. I think they find a way to win 3 games in a series, unless it's first us, of course. And I really like the way that either Valencia or Madrid, one of the Spanish teams, I feel like will get in, depending on who they play against. I think Madrid has been out this season. I think, in all honesty, I think Vezenkov has been the most consistent best player in EuroLeague from the standpoint of everything. I believe I'm in the top 3 best players in performance of this season. Of course, I carry myself as the best player in the league, but to be fair, unbiased, and look at the situation, Vezenkov has performed the best out of everybody for this season, and I believe I'm either 2 or 3. Of course. I'll be honest, in coming to Fenerbahçe, very important goal of mine was to do what Shane Larkin has done. Shane Larkin has been looked at as probably one of the best American guards and players to ever play in EuroLeague. He came here to Turkey and has been embraced by the national team and embraced by Efes. Winning 2 back-to-back championships has put him to be the best American guard up there with Mike James. I'm in a situation right now that I can put myself in the category of those 2, I feel like. I came here to Turkey to do that. I came here to sign a 2-year contract and win championships and hopefully overpass what Shane Larkin has done. That's very important to me. It's important to this club that, you know, the Over the Bridge team won 2 back-to-back championships, and we're in a prime position to do that this year. This is a personal goal of mine and also a team goal of ours. Well, I'd like to stop everybody right there and talk about me coming to Fenerbahçe. I've been, since my season at Bayern and Baskonia and 2 years at Maccabi, I was the player who guarded the Shane Larkins and the Mike James and the Kendrick Nunns on every team, on all the other teams that I've played for. I was always assigned to play against the best player on defense. My defensive role was always that. And by doing that, I was also scoring 16, 17, 18 points a game. I've widely been considered one of the best 2-way players in EuroLeague before even coming to Fenerbahçe. Now with the defensive principles and defensive system that we have, I think that was a large reason on why I was chosen to be a part of this team last year, because of my ability to defend, my size. And this year, and for the past year, 2 years now, the guards are finding themselves guarding big men more than we're guarding the guards. It helps that we lift every single day here at Fenerbahçe. There's no break in the weight room, and this is for a reason. To be able to battle with those, potentially Lazorts of last season. We don't do much switching with Tavares, thank God, because he's too tall. But the Nebos and these strong 5 men that are very dominant, we have to stay in front of them. We have to box them out on rebounds. We have to be physical with them to throw teams off. And we're having very good success with that. And a lot of that goes into our weight program and our conditioning program to be able to do these different type of switches that teams aren't doing. I told our GM Darius, I was joking and saying, I play a lot of these Turkish games. I said, shit, I might as well get a passport then if I'm playing all the Turkish games as well. And this is where it stemmed from, of me wanting to play for a national team. Listen, my idea of playing with a national team is only one that has a legitimate chance to compete to win titles. My passion to play for a national team should only be to go to an Olympics and compete in Eurobaskets and World Cups. Turkey is pushing themselves up to be that caliber. We saw how they performed in Eurobasket, making it all the way to the championship. They have a very star player in Segun. Time will tell. Decisions will be made. But the interest to be part of the Olympics and these big-time World Cup tournaments and the Eurobasket tournaments are very inspiring for me. This is the competition that I love and would love to be a part of. It's very important in your basketball career if you can call yourself an Olympian. So we'll see. We'll see what the decision process will be moving forward. Negotiations on that matter will have to be discussed, but the interest is there. We'll see how the decision making progresses in the years coming. Right. In all the contracts that I sign, I have NBA out clauses leading to a specific date in July in preparation that a team in the NBA might want my services. It's important to me that if I can achieve this, I will go. It has to be the right fit for me. I practically received an offer here two summers ago before coming to Fenerbahçe, and I chose not to do it. Okay, and I chose to come to Fenerbahçe. If this opportunity presents itself again, it will be evaluated. If I have a legitimate chance of finding rotation and if they find me, part of their plans, then it's something that I have to, of course, consider. If that's not the case, then my career will continue here at Fenerbahçe through next season. My contract is ending next season. And like I said, in every contract that I have, I always have an NBA out. So this is an important thing for players to have in their negotiations with any team that they're part of.